Joining us again for part 2 of the interview tonight is Bill Maher, the host of HBO's Real Time with Bill Maher. Mr. Maher, thank you for your time. Much appreciated.
Sure.
The Republicans right now are proposing abolishing Medicare by privatizing it. That is the Paul Ryan plan. George W. Bush did that after he got reelected on the issue of Social Security. He said that he wanted to privatize Social Security. That's how he wanted to spend his political capital after getting reelected. The Democratic response to that was essentially, no, go away, never, we're never going to give you even an inch on this. And Bush lost that catastrophically. Could Democrats conceivably take the same line on defending Medicare now, or do you think they will take some sort of different, more horrible, creative approach?
Yeah, I mean, it's not hard for the Democrats to win these battles. You know, it's a very popular program. It's not hard to stand up for some of these things. I mean, they could win harder ones than this. You know, they could have legalized pot out here if one Democrat would stand up for something that they supposedly believe in. But, you know, this is a real easy one. Old people do not like change. You know, this idea that Paul Ryan has that, you know, we give you $15,000. Here, I got a great way we could save a lot of money, everybody. I'm going to give the old folks $15,000. We used to have the government pay them directly. Now they're going to take that 15 grand and give it to an insurance company. You see how that's freedom instead of socialism? And by the way, here's the sticky part, though. If you need more than $15,000 worth of health care, tough would be the Republican response to that. And of course, you know, assisted living facilities cost way more than $50,000 a year. Also, older people, you know, this idea that they're going to shop around for a new plan, they do not want to shop around. I see them in the market staring at a can of peas for a half an hour. The last thing they want to do is get into some sort of a shopping situation with shark-like insurance companies.
They'll come up with some complicated spreadsheet based on a website that you can click through for the PDF and Excel files, and they'll ask all the seniors to just do their comparison shopping that way. Don't worry, you guys, you have a coupon.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I have one strange question for you. One strange question for you about the sort of resurgence of the culture wars. One of the things that I just noticed today about that deal that the Republicans and the president came up with on Friday night is that among these sort of policy writers that are in there, the Republicans have cut off D.C.'s ability to spend its own local D.C. city funds on abortions for poor women. But they didn't insist on killing D.C.'s gay marriage law, which the Republicans had also threatened to do at this same time. So the abortion thing they're pressing ahead with, but the gay marriage thing they let slide. Do you think there's any sort of proposals for the new contours of the culture war there, or do you think it was just an oversight?
I would guess oversight. If you're saying they're mellowing on the gay issue,
maybe,
I wouldn't count on that. Maybe. Yeah, well, it's true. I mean, there's a Bush, a McCain, and a Cheney now who are all for gay marriage. You know, what's Obama waiting for? Alabama?
Yeah.
Excuse me, someone's knocking. But the abortion thing, you know, that's really interesting because, as you recall, the health care debate also, at the end of the day, remember, came down to abortion. You know, this Tea Party is supposed to be about only money. It's all about the deficit and the debt. It's really the same old people who used to be the Christian conservatives when they supposedly took over the Republican Party. The Republican Party doesn't change. It rebrands itself from time to time. But it's still the same people, and they're still obsessed with abortion. And it's especially cruel when you think about what they're doing. First, they want to stop mostly poor people. That's who can't get an abortion. Mostly poor people who don't want to have a child because they probably can't take care of it. So they force them to have that child, and then they cut the funding for things like prenatal care and nutrition and Head Start. So they make this human being come into the world and give it no chance to succeed.
The attack on Planned Parenthood specifically has been also very enlightening because, A, it shows that they are really willing to be known for shutting down the entire federal government over something that they think is about abortion. They are not ashamed of this at all. But Planned Parenthood, about 3% of what they do is provide abortions. Arizona Republican Senator John Kyle said 90% of what they do is providing abortions. At Fox and Friends the other day, they were talking about Planned Parenthood funding. They said that you can get your pap smears and your breast exams at Walgreens. Glenn Beck on his radio show this week said that the only people who could conceivably depend on Planned Parenthood for anything are hookers. So they're waging the sort of media and conservative and Republican war on Planned Parenthood while plainly having absolutely no idea what it is. How do you try to win a big national fight without bothering to figure out what it is that you are crusading against?
Well, this is the bigger question that we run into with almost every issue. How do you get information into people's heads when so many people live in that Fox News bubble? I think this is why John Kyle thinks he is free to take a little license with the facts, 3%, 90. If he got it off by 5, if he said 8%, I can understand that. Sometimes you get a little difference. Remember when Dick Armey called Barney Frank Barney Fag? Well, it's Frank Fag. Very close. 3%, but 90%? And then his statement after that, or the one his office put out, he didn't intend it as a factual statement. Wow. In a world full of political liars, one man now has taken the crown. This guy stepped up to the plate and hit an 8-run homer with that one. He didn't intend a statement that includes a percentage, a numbered fact as a factual statement. Yes, because John Kyle's a hippie. He's an artist. He was speaking in a very loosey-goosey he was painting a picture for you. So don't take it factually. I don't know what to say about these people, Rachel. I hate them as much as you do.
I think you have just identified, though, the true brave man in Washington. Paul Ryan may be very pretty, but John Kyle is very, very brave. Bill Maher, the host of HBO's Real Time with Bill Maher, thank you so much for being on with us, Bill. It's really nice to see you. Thank you.
Anytime, Rachel.
You can see Bill doing